Allah Kuholoyma Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who do rule well, that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to the H.I.M and H.I.M that's out here sincerely, keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is H.I.M the Waf, just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And yeah, I just came outside to do this lesson. Was about to sit in my vehicle and just noticed that somebody tried to steal my vehicle last night. You know what I'm saying? They broke the whole steering column, broke they just broke it up, man. I'm looking like, damn. You know what I'm saying? But hey, the show goes on, man. We're not gonna stop doing these lessons of this truth. I just, you know, was like, fuck it, and jump straight into this lesson. So, you know, hey, y'all pray for the brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go and check out and see what I can get done about it, whatever. You know, I ain't even call no police report, none of that. I'm just gonna do this lesson and keep it moving, man. But anyway, I wanted to touch on something that I was watching this video this morning with the Apostle Tahar, and I think he was watching Sinetta with some Christians on there, you know, debating up against Israelites or whatever. And these particular Christians was trying to use Ezekiel chapter 47, I think it's verse 21, to basically say that, okay, now all these other heathen nations, they can have their part in the Israelites, land, and basically the same thing that they say when they, you know, they get to talking about neither Jew nor Gentile. Now all of a sudden, all these nations can be saved and all this other stuff. But let me just get that scripture real quick. Ezekiel 47. This is what they were trying to use right here. It says, so shall ye divide this land unto you according to the tribes of Israel, right? So now that, I mean, that's a clear cut right there that is for the tribes of Israel. But this is where they get the hang up at. And it shall come to pass that ye shall divide it by lot for an inheritance unto you and to the strangers that sojourn among you, which shall begat children among you, and they shall be unto you as born in the country among the children of Israel. They shall have inheritance with you among the tribes of Israel. And it shall come to pass that in what tribe the stranger sojourneth, there shall ye give him his inheritance, saith the Lord God. Now, if you notice, it says his inheritance, you know. So the word gets tricky, or they don't understand that there are two different types of Gentiles. There are two different types of strangers. You have the word alien being mentioned sometimes. Sometimes you have the word foreigner being mentioned. Sojourners, you know. So once you go off into these words, you have to really go off into, you know, the Hebrew and get the history and know the real context of what's really going on here. So, you know, when I seen that, what came to mind was the mixed multitude, right? Now, there was a mixed multitude that came out of Egypt with the children of Israel, right? Now, when I seen this particular article, because I Googled it, I was like, you know, basically, I think I Googled were basically the mixed multitude, were they able to, you know, basically take part in the, you know, the temple and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So check out what this guy put together here. It's Gospel Herald, and I'm really kind of surprised they kind of done what they done with it. Taylor G. Bunch. It says the mixed multitude, not all Israelites. Okay, they have Exodus 12 and 37, where that basically is at. With them indicates that they were not, let me see, they were not of them and were therefore not Israelites. A great mixture, many strangers. Who were these strangers who composed the mixed multitude, and why did they join the movement? This multitude were not only those who were actuated by faith in God, in the God of Israel, but also a far greater number who desire only to escape from the plagues, or who follow in the wake of the moving multitudes, merely from excitement and curiosity. This class was ever a hindrance and a snare to Israel. See that? Many of them were doubtless Egyptians, and others a mixture of the Hamitic and Semitic races as a result of intermarriage. It says selfish motives. With a few exceptions, this multitude was controlled by a selfish motive because of the terrible judgments God upon the enemies, I guess, brought upon the enemies of his people. They thought it was safer to cast their lot with the Israelites. Not only did they desire to escape the plagues, but they had heard the glowing accounts of the promised land as a country flowing with milk and honey, which is the glory of all lands, basically. Exodus 20:6. It says they wanted to share with Israel in the inheritance of Canaan and inhabit cities already built and eat the fruit of the vineyards or orchards already planted. So basically, it's saying that they had, a lot of them had selfish motives, which makes sense. It says the mixed multitude who traveled with Israel but were never of Israel caused most of the trouble along the way to the promised land. They were the authors of most of the apostasies and rebellions that delayed the entrance of Israel into the promised land 40 years. The mixed multitude that came up with the Israelites from Egypt were a source of continual temptation and trouble. They professed to have renounced idolatry and to worship the true God, but their early education and training and molded their habits and character, and they were more or less corrupted with idolatry and with irreverence for God. They were oftenest the ones to stir up strife and were the first to complain, and they leavened the camp with their idolatrous practices and their murmuring against God. The complainers. I mean, this is a great little hookup. But I want to let's just move on. But you get the point. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is a pretty good put together little article by whoever that was that put it together. I was really kind of surprised, because normally when you see, generally they try and really push that the Lord loves everybody crap, man. But that inheritance thing, that was very, very important to the Lord, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. He wasn't allowing no damn heathen, man, to have part in that. If that was the case, he could have just brought all of the Egyptians out. He could have said to Pharaoh, he could have made Pharaoh. He could have changed the heart and mindset of Pharaoh to say, hey, get rid of the idolatry. I want all y'all to worship and praise me. But what did it all come down to? A promise that the Lord Yahweh had made to Abraham, to Isaac, and unto Jacob. And see, these Christians, they be teaching that, and all of a sudden, the Lord done lied to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's no longer for them. This promise is no longer for them. It's for everyone. All because they get simple words like Gentile and strangers mixed up, man. So let's grab a couple of scriptures. I jotted down a couple. Let's get this Deuteronomy 14 and 21 real quick. Because this is very interesting about, it goes off into a stranger and an alien as well. Verse 21. Now check this out. It says, ye shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself. So an animal that just dies, it didn't get killed, or it wasn't, it just died of something, because you don't know what it died from, whatever disease, whatever. But if it died of itself, you were not to eat it. As an Israelite, this was for Israel, right? Ye shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself. Thou shalt give it unto the stranger. See, that is in the gates. Thou shalt give it to the strangers that is in thy gates, that he may eat it. So why didn't the Lord say, hey, look, man, nah, that's bad meat, man. That's not good. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you need to bury it, burn it, whatever, the process may have been, you know what I'm saying? But the Lord is clearly saying to the children of Israel, you don't eat it, but you can, you see, you can sell it. Matter of fact, let's get that back. Ye shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself. Thou shalt give it unto the stranger that is in thy gates, that he may eat it, or thou mayest sell it unto an alien. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord Yahweh thy God. Thou shalt not see the kid in his mother's milk. So the Lord, there's clearly a separation of strangers here, right? Everything that applied to the Israelites didn't apply to all the rest of the, that mixed multitude, so to speak. Those people, man, they was actually servants basically to the Israelites, man. Now they were in a better position, so to speak, you know what I'm saying, considering, because eventually we had law, statutes, and commandments that made us a holy people. And that's why the Lord said, basically that all the nations will be blessed, because we have a blessed way of living. You see what I'm saying? We had law, statutes, and commandments that that was a blessing to us. So of course they would be a blessing to anybody else, because they were things that the Lord knew, if you keep these, you will live. If you don't, you'll die. And we were the ones to basically push that out through the whole entire world. But that was a good article though, because that the mixed multitudes, they was the first ones to complain, and then Israel started complaining right along with them, man. Okay, so let's get Deuteronomy chapter 26, verse 19. Okay, it says, and to make thee, no, let me start at 18. And Yahweh hath avouched thee this day to be his peculiar people, as he hath promised thee, and that thou shouldest keep all his commandments, and to make thee high above all nations, which he hath made. See, he made all the nations, but he chose the Israelites, man. It's simple, man. In praise and in name and in honor, and that thou mayest be an holy people unto Yahweh thy power, as he hath spoken. See that? So the Lord, he's clearly making a distinction there. These heathen don't get what the Israelites get, man. It's really very simple, man. But the Lord has really clouded the understanding of these people, man. And that's why we should be thankful that if you come into this truth and the Lord is giving you, the insight, he has opened up your mind to this truth, and you really get it, then, man, you should be highly thankful, man. Now, this is Leviticus 25 and 46. Let's see here. Yeah, they get that Gentile and that stranger. They hear stranger, they hear Gentile. See, it's talking about everybody. Well, 25 and 46, Salakia. I think this is what I want here. Salakia. Oh, yeah. I think I need to go up a little bit more, though. Yeah, it's quite a bit to this. I need to get a little bit of meat on here. I'm going to start at verse 41. It says, and then shall he depart from thee, both he and his children with him, and shall return unto his own family, and unto the possession of his fathers shall he return. For they are my servants, which I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold as bondmen. Now this is going off to the Israelites. Thou shalt not rule over him with rigor, but shalt fear Yahweh, right? So now the Israelites, we're not to, we're not to treat our brothers wrong, so to speak. Or we're not to rule over him with rigor, or, just go hard body on him. But check it out. It says, both thy bondmen and thy bondwomen, and the bondmen and bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you of them. Of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids. See? So there's a difference in between the Israelites and the actual heathen that were among them, man. They wasn't getting no inheritance, man, like that. They wasn't gonna be on no equal footing as far as being in Israel, man. It says, moreover, the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall ye buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begot in your land, and they shall be your possession. See that? So that's a clear difference, man. You can't get around that. Verse 46, and ye shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you, to inherit them for a possession. And they shall be your bondmen forever. But over your brethren, the children of Israel, ye shall not rule one over another with rigor, man. And there you have it. I mean, we can kind of clip it right there, but I got one more precept. I think it's pretty much about the same thing, though. Let's go to the book of Numbers. And you know, you had it. Oh, that was the Old Testament. Well, you use Ezekiel. That's in the Old Testament, too, so. Numbers chapter 27 and verse 7. It says, now this is going, matter of fact, let me see if they got a title on this. Because this is how important it was. This is how important the inheritance was. See, matter of fact, it's entitled A Law of Inheritance. It says, I'm going to just start from the top. I'm going to just breeze through it or whatever. It says, then came the daughters of Zelophehad, the son of Hephar, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the families of Manasseh, the son of Joseph. And these are the names of his daughters, Malah, Noah, and Haglah, and Malchah, and Tizrah. And they stood before Moses, and before Eleazar the priest, and before the princes, and all the congregation by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, saying, our father died in the wilderness, and he was not in the company of them that gathered themselves together against the Lord in the company of Korah, but died in his own sin and had no sons. Okay, so now this is the law, because this man had no sons. This is how important this inheritance is. So here you go with these damn Apostle Gabar calling them wacky tacky Christians, trying to just, you know, push everybody into this inheritance, man. It says, why should the name of our father be done away from among his family, because he had no sons? Give unto us, therefore, possession among the brethren of our father. See? It says, and Moses brought their cause before the Lord. So now Moses is going to the Most High, Yahweh, right? And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, the daughters of Zelophehad speak right. Thou shalt surely give them a possession of an inheritance among their fathers' brethren, and thou shalt cause the inheritance of their fathers to pass unto them, right? And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if a man die and have no son, then ye shall cause his inheritance to pass unto his daughter. And if he have no daughter, then ye shall give his inheritance unto his brethren. And if he have no brethren, then ye shall give his inheritance unto his father's brethren. And if his father have no brethren, then ye shall give his inheritance unto this kinsman that is next to him of his family, and he shall possess it, and it shall be unto the children of Israel a statute of judgment, as Yahweh commanded Moses. So this is how important that was. You see, it wasn't like no heathen were gonna come in and lay with the daughters of Israel, and now all of a sudden, you know, they're just running shit. You know, I'm the man of the household, you know, and because I got married to, you know, to her, you know, by the customs, I should be over. No, it wasn't nothing like that, man. The Lord wasn't dealing with these nations like that. This inheritance was clearly going to the children of Israel. It was so important that the Lord Moses had to go to the Lord, and the Lord gave him a law concerning this matter. And the Lord said that those daughters was right. They speak right. And that's pretty much about what you go into too when you go off into you know, Boaz, you know, and you know, the book of Ruth, you know. But that inheritance, man, was very, very important, and still is. Because once we're out of here, everything go down, we're going back into that land, and we're gonna have our allotted pieces of land, man. You know, this is not for no, you know, like I said again, you have to know the difference between these strangers and these Gentiles, man, that's being spoken of in the scriptures, man. Every time it says stranger, it doesn't mean some nigga from down the street. You know, every time it says Gentile, it doesn't mean someone of another nation, man. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is on that, man. I just wanted to just touch on that. Like I said, I was watching the video earlier, and you know, it's just like, you know, well, let me go off into that. Let me check out a few things and just put my little 2 cent in on it by the Spirit, you know what I'm saying? But Apostle Tahar, he went into it beautifully, of course, And it's just, it's a thing of a lot of Israelites that are out here teaching, they kind of don't get it neither, Or, those guys wasn't really equipped like that to, because they didn't, I really didn't watch the whole video, so I don't know how they ended out with it, but it was just a bunch of arguing, bunch of contention, bunch of, everybody trying to yell over each other. And that's the reason why we don't do them debates, man. We just bring out the scriptures, let the people know what it is. If they get it, they get it. If they don't, they don't. And that's that, man. So, hey, with that, I'm going to wrap things up. I got to go and check out what I can get done with my vehicle, because the damn heathen. See, that's another, as a matter of fact, that's another thing when it comes to a heathen. That, though I know this is a damn Israelite that done this, but that's a heathen state of mind, man. Just nigga, man. That'll break into your, and that's a part of those curses, man. But hey, I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt. The Lord says, hey, be angry but sin not. And man's goings of Yahweh H.I.M. that wouldn't have happened unless the Lord allowed it to happen, And I have to pray to Yahweh H.I.M. well, if it's something I done, or if it's some sin in my life that I, that made that happen, then forgive me, But if not, hey, it is what it is, You do to get it fixed, because we do have to have transport to get back and forth to get our daily bread. So that's pretty much the overall, with me. That's why I'm not even tripping on it. What we can do. But with that, hey, I pray that this lesson was edifying. Kwam, Yasha, Allah.